Good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. It's that time of year again. It's Christmas time, and we've been talking a lot about this in our live Faithfully Fit classes, that Christmas time from Thanksgiving forward, holiday season, that's the time that if you don't have a plan, then you're planning on failing. And, your weight loss and wellness program is kind of like a business. There's a few months that you make progress, a few months you hold the line, and a few months you might gain. And we want to be really careful this part of the year to not gain weight back. We've worked really hard to lose it or to maintain it, whatever your goal has been. And if we're not careful, this is the season where we can let our guard down, and all that progress that's been made thus far in the journey, it can slip through our fingers. We don't want that to happen. We want to stay focused on that works. I'm going to give you a couple of updates about some things that's coming for the new year. But before I do, I just want to try to motivate you. Right now, I'm going live in our FasTrack 10 group that's powered by Shibboleth. FasTrack 10 is where we all start. We want to go through the FasTrack videos. We want to take the test, pass the test, and earn the FasTrack badge. That's a free program. Anybody can participate in that. And what we teach in there has been proven over and over again to work better than any prescription medication, but without harmful side effects. All you need is your local grocery store, and you're ready to go. You've got your education, you've got your support in the FasTrack 10 group. Let me just take a moment to thank Vicki and Karen and my mom for being great leaders in that group. They've kept that community-driven support group going this year, along with other members who have pitched in, and we appreciate that. When you're trying to change, support is so important, because we're all battling some very bad habits that have become ingrained within us as it relates to how we eat. And when we make the conscious decision to change those habits, hey, it might be easy to white knuckle it for a couple of days. It might be easy to have a conscious decision to change and get excited about losing weight. But when you get in the throes of that, you get into life getting in the way, it's important to have somebody to hold that hand. It's important to have somebody to support you, to remind you of why you started. And that's why we have this support group. If you're not engaging in that support group, come back, engage in the support group. I'm going live in there with you right now. And it's important that you find ways to connect with others that have similar goals, similar aspirations as you have. If you could have done this alone, you probably would have done it a long time ago. So the journey starts for all of us the same way, and we can expect support, but it starts with watching those FasTrack videos, taking the test, passing the test, earning the FasTrack badge. Those people that earn the FasTrack badge, generally speaking, lose up to 10 pounds in their first 10 days, go on to lose 10% of their beginning body weight in the very first 30 days. And then, hey, the sky's the limit after that, because you begin to develop some good habits. You began to think right about food and your relationship with it again. For those of you that don't know, I was over 100 pounds overweight, and I was on multiple prescription medications. And you know what changed it? Hey, I tried all the pills. I tried all the potions. I tried all the gimmicks. I tried all of that stuff. And I'd lose a little. Most of the time, I'd lose some weight, but I'd gain it all back. I wasn't truly adhering to a proper lifestyle that was practical, sustainable, and fun. And there was always something that I thought that I needed, whether it be a pill or a potion or a wrap or a gimmick. But really, I just needed education support in my local grocery store. And that's how I went on to lose 44 pounds in my first 6 weeks and over 100 pounds in less than 6 months. And I'm still adhering to the lifestyle today. In fact, I've built such a good metabolism, I have to be careful to make sure I have enough what we call holidays on the program, or I'll lose too much weight. I went from a size 44 to a size 32. And now we have, oh my gosh, tens of thousands of people who have done the same thing, and you don't need all that other stuff. Now, look, maybe you started and you had great success with the program, and then life got in the way, and now your news feed is inundated with impractical methods that you see probably in your, even from various friends on Facebook, not knocking them at all. I used to be fascinated with that stuff too, but you might say, hey, take this miracle pill or a gummy, or wrap this around your waist and you'll lose weight and keep it off. You know that stuff doesn't work long term. You know it doesn't work. I know it doesn't work, but that hope sometimes gets fixed is what we teach in here. It really is. If you can lose in your first 10 days and go on to lose 10% of your beginning body weight in your first 30 days, and then you can even go on with us after that, my goodness, that is. But we'll try to get back to where we were at in this episode. But yes, so you needed a grocery store and you needed to learn how to combine food. So let's just quickly, if it's been a while, I want to get you re-excited about going through FasTrack and then maybe going with us beyond that. It's Tuesday, TGIT, thank God it's Tuesday. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, I said that all you need is your local grocery store. You need the good Lord too. I found that to be true in my life. Starting every day, one of the things that we do in both this group and our other group, we start the day in prayer. We go to the Lord in prayer because, we're dealing with three of us. If we're trying to change any bad habit, we're absolutely dealing with three people. We're dealing with our carnal mind. We're dealing with the mind. We're dealing with the physical body. And we're dealing with the spirit, hopefully a born again one, but we're dealing with three entities, and it's that mind that chooses whether we're going to follow the natural proclivity of our flesh, our body, or if we're going to follow that small, still voice of the spirit. And hopefully we get up every day, and instead of just getting in our old bad habits and wandering around and doing the things we always done, we take a minute to reflect. I know I get in trouble when I don't. And just kind of submit ourselves under the Lord. Just submit ourselves to the Spirit, that born again Spirit within us, and listen to what He's saying. Listen to what that Spirit, born in the image and likeness of God, is saying about your day today. Tuesday, let's keep it real. Monday, did you have a perfect day? Travis, I didn't, so I'll start over next Monday, or I'll start next year. No. When's the right time to do the right thing? Right now. Life comes with an expiration date, doesn't it? So we want to make the most of each day. And I will promise you this, nothing outside of becoming a born-again Christian, nothing will enhance your life like losing weight if you need to lose weight. And just go watch those FasTrack videos. If you've watched them several times, but it's been years, go back and let's be reminded of how simple this program is. We have two types a day. Think about the of this program. It's structured. We have two types a day. Days we have. So just my life is going to be hot or cold. It's not going to be lukewarm. I used to live lukewarmly as it related to food. I kind of eat what I wanted, when I wanted, as much as I wanted, as often as I wanted. That's a problem. If you so much as lick the cheese dust off a dirty Dorito, that's a holiday. So we know if today we don't follow the shield, what we call the bulletproof shield, that's a holiday. And that goes in my journal. And then what does that signal? It's not something I should get down about. We're going to have holidays. We're going to celebrate with food sometime. We're not going to always be disciplined like we should. But more days than not, if we want to change, we've got to be. And if we have a holiday and we teach why, and I am faithfully fit, why that holiday makes you, it literally takes you out of efficient fat burning mode for up to 2 days. So we teach why it's because of that glucose, right? Your body's got to burn through that glucose. Insulin levels have to be abated. Then we can get back into EFB. So those holidays we can have during our weight loss phase of our journey. We can have up to 6 holidays and still lose body fat efficiently. I know in this group that you know this, but I want to remind you, because we can lose sight of this, because like I said, in that news feed, you've got just tons of, hey, take this, do that. It gets confusing. And if you've been here, you know this works. And you know it works faster than that other stuff. So you've got up to 6 holidays where you can eat. It could be a hog trough day. It can be a hog trough day, or it can be licking the cheese dust off a Dorito, right? Because after the lick goes the crunch, after the crunch goes the bag. We know ourselves. We know how we are. If we get started, we can't stop, and that's okay as long as I don't do that more than 6 days a month. And then I can do it up to 12 days a month. Then maintenance, that's almost half your month. Otherwise, we have different types of perfect day that range from very practical, very sustainable, very liberal, that after 2 of them allows us to get back into efficient fat burning mode. And then we have the more restrictive ones where we can lose body fat even faster. So a perfect day, we just drink our water on this Tuesday. We drink a half a gallon to a gallon of water. That's it. Hey, if you're just tuning in, stay tuned. I want to show you some fun things. We're working on having better outcomes next year. We don't want you just to lose weight and get some momentum and then go try something else that fascinates you. We don't want you then to gain it back. We want you to have better outcomes. And we've worked on some tools and resources for much better outcomes. And I want to get your opinion on it. But back to this. Perfect day. We want to drink our water. We want to journal. Yes, I know. After 20 years of me saying that, people tune me off. But this is the most critical component. If you bite it, you write it, you hog it, you log it. You must journal. Come back home to your journal. If you've gotten away from journaling, think back. Wasn't your outcomes and your results much better when you were journaling? Use our digital journal. I'm about to pull up one of our clients' digital journals in a moment and show you how well that they're doing. But the journaling, we know if people, if they earn the FasTrack badge and they journal, that their outcomes are tremendous. Change is inevitable, okay? And then you food combinations. This is so easy, y'all. We have food combinations. Look, if you don't want to take the time to learn food combinations right now, just follow one of our meal plans. They're practical, sustainable, fun. Most everything on the meal plan comes from your local grocery store. So you have all these foods that are literally exercise on a plate. Why do we need food combinations? Because weight loss isn't just about calories. Weight loss is about the thermic effect of the food, and it's about insulin control. They don't teach us this stuff. They should be teaching it. That when I went to Taylorsville Elementary School, they should have been teaching this stuff. I didn't understand that if you put a carbohydrate with a fat, that you store fat, and that you need to only do that a few times a month, or you're gonna gain body fat. Nobody taught me that. Did they teach you that? If I had a steak and potato, I gain fat. If I have a steak and butternut squash, or steak and cauliflower, or steak and broccoli, steak and asparagus, I lose weight. It's that simple. And we just do this one day at a time. So we're controlling insulin. We got to have the right sandwich. If we're having a peanut butter sandwich, we got to have the right bread. The whiter the bread, the quicker you're dead. And you're not even doing anything drastic. You're just pivoting. That's all we're doing, is we're making a little pivot. That's it. It's not any big wholesale change. If we were having sandwiches before, we're going to have sandwiches now. We're just changing the bread. Isn't that fun? And there's over 100 breads that are approved. Then we've got portions. We've got to follow good portion rules, but it's easier to do because you're eating foods that are more satiating. And we can have up to 3 eating episodes a day: breakfast for the Father, lunch for the Son, and dinner for the Holy Spirit. The Bible says it's the intent that matters. Whatever we do it unto the Lord. Do it with all of our might and do it unto the Lord, whether we eat, whether we drink. Have you tried to eat to honor God? Have you tried to do that in your heart and in your mind while the rest of the world's eating it up like I used to do? Have you tried to think, I'm going to eat 3 or less eating episodes, and then when I'm done with those, it's over. I'm not going to graze all day. I'm going to stop the grazing. I'm going to stop those surging insulin levels all day. I'm going to eat 3 or less times a day. Now, if I get in a tight, I've been taught how to have freebies. I've been taught how to have snacks. I can do that and still have a perfect day. After 2 perfect days, we're in EFB. But if we really want to make fast progress, 3 or less times a day, breakfast for the Father, lunch for the Son, dinner for the Holy Spirit. And then we do the timing. We have a timing rule. In order to have a perfect day, we've got to have at least a 12-hour fast. At I Am Faithfully Fit, we teach 16, because you started to see you just feel better when you're not eating all day and all the time. You will just feel better. So you're timing up to 12 to 16-hour fast. That includes your sleep. Like if you slept 7 hours, you just want, maybe 5 hours before you go to bed, nothing except for freebies. And we'd rather you not even do that. But then it's pretty easy to extend that fast out to 12 hours. And we'll work towards 16. You'll just feel better. And the last component is to bless the name of the Lord. Bless the name of the Lord. Everything we do, on the good days, on the bad days, used to when I wasn't doing good and I was ashamed of myself, I would quit talking to the Lord. I have found when I'm not doing well as a human being, that's the time I need the Lord. Yeah, I need him always, but it's when I'm not doing good and I'm ashamed, I really need him. So we just bless the name of the Lord. And then after 2 perfect days, that's EFB. We're now burning fat. You don't have to learn any advanced concepts or anything. This will work for everybody. And then if you decide you want to take the deeper dive with us, you can go with us. But this is it. This is all we're doing. And we're getting ready for a new year. We've got new courses coming up. If you watch this later and you would like to be invited to the new course coming up next year, let me know. We've all the material has been expanded and freshened up. We'll be doing that next year. We'll start as a group together and we'll go through as a group together. Right now, I want to show you some of the things that we're doing to work on better outcomes. So at I Am Faithfully Fit, we have advanced classes each week, multiple times. Like this week, later this week, we'll be tackling alpha toxins that's found in coffee and popcorn and grains. We'll be tackling that this week. And the more you learn, knowledge is power. But one of the things we're doing is working on accountability tools. And I want to show you just a couple. Couple of really neat ones here. Got a client doing good. I'm going to use her journal as an example. We put in 2 things. We put in fat cell bubbles. Watch this. This is pretty cool. If you don't like this, you can turn it off. Okay. Some people, I don't know how to say it and not be offensive, but sometimes we just want our head in the sand. We don't want anything to make us feel like, oh, I need to change. So you can cut it off. Me, myself, and give me the news. Show me where I'm at so that I can make change. I know that I'm not into that self-disgust anymore. I used to, get really disgusted with myself, and that's how I would motivate myself. But I found that doesn't work out long term. You just leave scars and you're hurting inside. We don't want you to be that way. We want you to love yourself, be disgusted with the situation, but not yourself. So if you don't like some of these tools, that's fine, but I think they're very beneficial. So the first thing I'm going to pull up, excuse my cough. I'm going to pull up, we've got this new report card, okay? And in our report card, this is pretty cool. This is Sister Karen, who's helping a lot of us. You can see she started engaging with her journal. She's already journaling, but the report card launched here. So Friday, okay, she made an A plus. How did she get that A plus? Well, we know that we've got 4 components of a successful lifestyle change and wellness component or of wellness. These are wellness components. Faith. Did we engage in some faithful practice, some spiritual practice that day? There's a way in your journal to mark that you did, whether it be a devotion or a prayer or whatnot. You get your point. Nutrition. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Nutrition. Did we have a perfect day? Or did we have a more extreme version of a perfect day? Like a line or short day or a wow challenge? Did we exercise? Did we get our steps in? The more steps we get, the more points we get there. You can make up for having a holiday by getting in more steps. Supplementation. Did we take our vitamin? Did we fill in those nutrient deficiencies? Super important. And then she made an A plus. She got 5 out of 4 points. She got extra credit. And then Saturday, she made an A. You start making A's and B's, you start doing 2 out of 4, you'll do better with your life. You'll get healthier. You do 3 out of 4, oh my goodness. Do that consistently and watch what happens. You do 4 out of 4, you got a new life. Check out this next week, A plus and A. She's slaying this thing. And then just like you have a weekly timing chart that shows if you're in efficient fat burning mode, you've got this chart down here. This is an A student. We got a valedictorian going here. Isn't that awesome? And anytime you decide to get started with this, if you'll just focus on Tuesday, I'm going to pray and mark that in your journal video that you prayed or you did your devotion. Have a perfect day. If you don't, make it up with steps. Get your steps in. Have a wow day if you can't get your steps in. Do like a wow challenge. Take your vitamin. This is not hard stuff. It's just a pivot from what you're doing. But with consistency and persistence, your entire life will change. Check this next thing out that we've got here. Look at this. Now, we're going to make this prettier. This one's a fun one here. This one's fun. This shows my starting weight. This is my bubbles. This represents all. It's supposed to be a wink at my fat cells. By the way, did you know that the body has billions of fat cells, but when you fill them all up because of that overeating through the years, they expand and then the body has to produce more. And then you can never get rid of them. All you can do is shrink them. So I represented each pound that I was overweight that I wanted to lose. I was 328. Every pound that I wanted to lose is represented by a number inside of the bubble. To me, they're like fat cells, right? So it started with 100 plus of them, right? So I wanted to lose all of those excess pounds, and they're all represented by the number. And then I put in my goal weight and my current weight. So let's say my goal weight is 170. It's not, that's too lean for me, but I'm doing this to show you how this works. So the remaining pounds that I need to lose, notice they're all larger. So each time I lose one of those pounds, it diminishes. If I gain it back, it will expand again. And then the little bubbles, they're color-coded. They're color-coded. So if I'm getting an A in my journal, then all of them's green. I'm doing everything I need to do. If I'm doing 3 out of 4 of those things, then they're yellow. That just means proceed with caution. And if I'm only doing 2 or less out of the 4 of those components, then they'll be red. You may be still losing the weight, but it's saying from our experience, you're not engaging with all those vital elements of successful change. So you can lose weight without journaling. You can lose weight without faithful practice. But the bubbles, the fat cells, so to speak, will be red, representing that we want you to proceed with much caution, and we want you to start trying to work in all of those elements of successful living that we've identified through the years, and we want all your little bubbles to be green. You do this, you start shrinking these bubbles, right? Each one. Now keep in mind, if I gain pound number 16 back, well, here it is. Pound number 16 is right here. If I gain pound number 17 back, it's going to enlarge again. Isn't that so cool? So this is something that you can focus on. We learned this back 20 years ago with the marble jars. We would have class and we'd have people bring marbles and marble jars, and they would take all that they have these marbles in a jar that all represented each pound they need to lose. And every time they lose one, they would move a marble over. That was so, for grown people, for us grown people, that was such an important visual. We've done something better here with this. So this, you can keep an eye on this because you'll stay determined and realize, because we'll get in our mind that if I'm not losing a lot of pounds every week, that I haven't done something significant. We want you to see every time when you shrink one of these, yes, I shrunk one of them, right? And then you just systematically, with repetition, persistence, and consistency, you shrink each one of these pounds. Isn't that awesome? So we're doing all kind of things for next year to better outcomes for our members. We've always done a good job for our members. We've always seen great results, but we want these results to be maintained for a lifetime. We don't want life to get in the way as much as it does for so many of us, or for us to become distracted. And journaling, yes, you have to journal for the bubbles to mean anything. But journaling, y'all, is so important, and it takes less than 3 or 4 minutes a day. And then you can get that report card. Here's how I journal. I take my phone. I used to do it right when I would eat, but now I just take my phone. If it goes in my mouth, then I take a picture of it. And then at the end of the day, my daily method of operation, I just come in here to the computer. You might use your phone. I come into the computer and I pull up my photos, my library, and I look at what I ate. What did I chomp on that had calories? And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember having that Wendy's chili today. That was really good. Let me go write that down in my journal. And or while I'm here, I'm gonna go on and put it down in the journal. And that was delicious. I'll do this again. If I take a picture of a Baby Ruth candy bar, take a picture. Then I put it in the journal, and I'm like, it's a holiday. And next time I'll use this void replacement when I'm triggered like that and not do that, because it was not worth it. And it won't take but a few minutes a day, but it will make all the difference in the world. I hope this encourages our FasTrack folks today. We hope that you'll come go with us at I Am Faithfully Fit. We're going to continue to do our best to support this group. Don't forget our new course that's coming up. It is profound. We've got a book that is available right now. It's called Brokenness to Breakthrough. It's our story, mine and yours. Brokenness to Breakthrough. And it's faith-driven. And in that book, for the first time ever, it's just so full of stuff. I know you're going to love it. For the first time ever, I put all the grocery store food formulas in the book and explain how to use those formulas for meat, for cheese, for ice cream. Yes, we have a library, and that's a safe way to stick with the program, and we hope that you'll keep using the library. But by you learning these formulas, I'm praying that you'll be more equipped to be successful yourself. But there's so much more than food formulas in that book. It's just loaded. And it's a part of our new course next year, Faith-Driven Brokenness to Breakthrough. We hope that you'll check it out. Just post in the comments if you want to be invited to that course, and just journal, please. All right. I hope you all have a beautiful and blessed day today. Every day matters. I know it's Christmas. Don't throw your hands up in the air and give up this month. You can still enjoy the holiday festivities. You can enjoy a lot of good food and lose weight, or at the worst, maintain. Okay. So we're here for each other. We love you in the Lord. We'll see some of you today in today's class at 10:30 a.m. Have a good one.